Hey guys, Civil Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it, Superstars, a Walmart exclusive, Ted DiBiase, aka Mankind. Not to be confused with Corey Taylor from Slipknot, because, well, look at that mug. We'll get into that in a minute here. But this, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. And this is an oldie, like a super oldie. Didn't this guy come out in, what, late 22? Early 23? I got him last summer. That shows, yeah, how late we get stuff up here. But, yeah, man, kind of late to the game on this review, but you know what? It's my channel, so kiss it. So that being said, now that I've already offended my whole audience, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Mr. DiBiase has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a pair of open hands. Same open hands we're used to seeing with all Masters of the Universe Origins figures, pretty much. And then we also get just one fist, just one, and a grip hand, which sucks balls because if you notice, there is something major missing from this figure, and that is Mr. Socko, his sock puppet. What the hell, man? I can only assume that the fist hand was thrown in there so you could give it to him, but he doesn't come with it. First they gypped us Papa Shango's cane, now we get gypped Mr. Socko? What the fuck's going on over there at Mattel, man? That's some bullshit. Taking a closer look at old Mankind here. I will say, like the Undertaker from this line that I reviewed way back in 2022, he's got a bit of a flop crotch syndrome. A little super glue will fix that. The hips themselves are not loose. Like, I can move them just fine. But all you got to do to fix this problem, heat up the legs, pop them off carefully, don't break your toys, and then put a dab of super glue on each side, let it cure for a couple of days, and then pop the legs back on. You should be ready to rock. As long as the legs aren't extremely tight, they won't crack it back loose, and you have a nice solid Ted DiBiase Mankind, or in my case, both him and Undertaker. I did that on the Undertaker, but I put the legs on too early, or I tried to put the legs on too early, and it cracked the glue loose. I don't think it's as loose as it was, but it needs another go. That said, if you're wondering, you can take the mask off. You can see his face there. I think I like it better with the mask on. I have to say, Mankind is not one of my absolute all-time favorite, like, weirdos from wrestling, but I do like this character. I think it's fun. He does kind of, again, look like a Slipknot guy or like a Leatherface type guy. You know, before the Fiend was a thing, we had, like, this guy and Drink the Clown kind of doing crazy shiznit like that. The mask has a tendency to be tricky to get on there, so bear with me while I make sure it is lined up. Should be. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, he's got the double ball peg in the head, kind of hindered by the hair. It is split in the back for the little loop-de-loop thing to go back there. He does have this cloth kind of apron. I'm not taking that off. You can take off the arms, take off the head, slip it right off though. Shoulders do go out, they go back down, forward and back, single elbow with rotation, swivel in the wrist with a hinge, and he's got double grip hands too. He's got these kind of, I don't know, I'm assuming these are on actual wrestling figures, these hands. Only this guy, actually this guy, Papa Shango and Undertaker have these hands. The Doink the Clown I got does not have these. I don't know if the Vader does. I don't have him yet. I don't know if the Kane does. I don't have him yet. But those are two I definitely want to get at some point. He does have a waist twist. And then his hips will kick forward. If you put his legs forward like this, that flop crotch is no more. So that's kind of interesting. Probably because of all the friction up in there, up in his crotch, keeping everything from flopping around. You can do a split. Super tight knees. Swivel at the knees. Got the knee pad. Had some schmutz on this knee pad. I chipped it off with my clippers. He's got a boot cut, and then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker. So there you go. That is your lot for articulation with old Ted DiBiase Mankind here. Good figure. If you like this character, definitely pick this guy up. I think he's fun. I think this line is fun, despite the fact that, yeah, I like wrestling quite a bit. I like the characters more so than the sport itself, but I like a lot of these kooky, crazy characters that came out, especially in like the 80s and 90s. And even, you know, someone who's not all into sports like me appreciate a cool character design, you know? But I think this line is fun. I think it's cool to have all these guys. And you can mix them with your Masters of the Universe figures, you know, give or take. Because they are Origins scale, after all. And Origins is the end-all, be-all toy line at this point, I guess. Despite the fact that we got a Mythic Legions by the Mandibulus here for size comparison. Now is that for the segue. And yes, we're going to be lazy in the wrestling videos and just bring out our 2 regulars because it's an Origins figure. I think you know the scale by now, right? Hope so. It's only been out for years. Then we have the infamous McCool and Spawn. Of course, dwarfs. Good old Ted DiBiase, a.k.a. the Mankind here. So with that being said, and now that we move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while good old Ted DiBiase, a.k.a. Mankind, is not my favorite of the weirdo, wackadoo wrestling characters that yours truly thoroughly enjoys, I do still really like this figure and think that Ted DiBiase is still the man, even though he doesn't come with Mr. Sacco. That is some straight up bullshit, okay? I don't know why he doesn't come with a sock puppet. That's like a trademark thing with this guy, right? Am I tripping, or is that like a big deal with this character? Not sure why that is, but I guess you could take some tissue paper from one of the newer WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it, Superstars figures, and make a Mr. Sacco. That's kind of shit, because it is just tissue paper, but gonna have to do something about that, man, because, you know, first they didn't give us Papa Shango's cane. Now they don't give us Mr. Sacco. What the fuck's going on over there at Mattel? Either way, I really like this figure, and all the Slipknot vibes it gives me. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.